I debated about whether or not to do a preview for the morning's games. And I mean morning. 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock my time, I believe, is when all these start. There's only 3 games because it's Super Bowl Sunday. And if you're waiting for a Super Bowl preview, I'll do it here. New England always wins. Spoiler alert. They'll bloody win it even when they shouldn't, even if the opposing team has a first down, first and goal, 1 yard line. Doesn't matter. They'll throw the bloody ball because they're stupid. New England wins. I want to be wrong. I want to see the Eagles finally win a Super Bowl. I want to be wrong. So there's your Super Bowl preview. Congratulations. Next up, Ottawa's in Montreal. So Montreal coming off of a win, Ottawa coming off of a couple of them. They're 3-7 and 3-5-2 in their last 10, but maybe things are turning around. 17, 24, and 9 for Ottawa overall. 21, 25, and 6 for Montreal. Montreal's 6th in the Atlantic, 5 points ahead of Ottawa. Ottawa's 7th in the Atlantic, 6 points ahead of Buffalo. Before the back-to-back wins, Ottawa was only 2 points ahead of Buffalo. We were getting dangerously close to the Buffalo Sabres escaping the cellar in the Atlantic. Of course, that didn't happen. My guess is, I honestly think, with Carey Price in net, likely Mike Condon, I would think since it's back-to-backs, I would think Montreal wins this game. I'd be very surprised if they don't. And I say that even though Montreal won today, and winning 2 games in a row seems to be sometimes a stretch for Montreal, I do think they win this game. Vegas. Vegas is 10 points ahead of second place San Jose. This is why, as I said in my review video tonight, maybe Vegas just doesn't have as much motivation as some other teams. We'll see tomorrow when they're in Washington against the first place team in the Metro, who are 3 points ahead of New Jersey. So as great a season as Washington's had, as much as we can talk about how New Jersey's kind of been struggling, the fact is they're only 3 points ahead of the Devils. They're 5-3-2 in their last 10. Guess what? So are Vegas. If you look, you'll see that these teams have similar records over the last 10 games, which shows that if you fall behind, it's really hard to catch up. So it's a matchup between two division leaders. 72 points for Vegas, 65 for Washington. So Vegas is definitely having the better season. That being said, I think Washington can win this. And I say that because this is a very tough road trip for Vegas. Vegas is due for just a dip. It's not going to last. People who say they're going to fall out of the playoffs, they're just crazy. Just go to a doctor for that. They're 10 points ahead of second place in their division. You need to go and get your head read. And I don't say that in a mean way. I say it because you need to go get your head read. Washington, on the other hand, they have to avoid falling into the muck and the mire that half their division has. You got the Rangers, who are now last in the division behind Carolina. You got the Islanders, who've somehow fallen down. And you've got Columbus, who's fallen down to 4th in the division now. They're 3 points back of the 3rd place Penguins. The Flyers 57, Islanders 57 points, Carolina 56, and the Rangers 55. It's really tightly packed. 65 points. They're 10 points out of the cellar. So that's the thing. Like, there's 10 points between 1st and 8th in the division, and they're all seemingly chained together. Washington needs to step ahead. They have to show, no, we're still Washington. Never mind that 7-4 loss we had against Pittsburgh. That was a complete not us moment. Don't worry about it. San Jose, Carolina. This is a matchup between two teams that should be on their way up. San Jose is 2nd in their division, but they're only 1 point ahead of LA. LA's getting back into this. And Carolina, as I mentioned earlier, 7th place in the Metro. They're 1 point ahead of the New York Rangers. This is a really hard game for me to call because odds are it's Cam Ward and it's probably Martin Jones. Both playing relatively well right now. And both teams, in San Jose's case, they're playing well. They are 10 points behind first in their division, and they are facing some pressure from below in their division as well. For Carolina, however, just win some games. Just win a few games, put a few wins together, and Carolina will find themselves in the playoffs. They're not that far out. So those are the three. Again, if I had to make picks, I'd probably go with the 3 home teams, but the 3 road teams could easily win and prove me completely wrong. So there's your prediction for the Super Bowl February 4th games. Again, this is because they're early. It's not that I'm just going to start doing previews the night before all the time. They're early games. I figured to get them out of the way while the power rankings are still uploading, and this can upload really fast. So thank you very much for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video, and hey, it's getting really interesting, isn't it? I'll talk to you again soon.